Today is an exciting day because I finally received a bill that has my name on it, so we're gonna go and head to the library to get my library card, finally. Also, it's pretty exciting because I just got I just got some mail from Lena, and she actually gave me my own writing prescription, or book prescription. Throwing things over here. So she's put on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books for me to read that she thinks that I will like based on the kind of vibe of my book videos, which is incredibly sweet. I've actually only read one of them, which was Transcendent Kingdom by Gyasi. Loved that book, so clearly she knows me very well. She also sent me some vegan chocolate from the UK, which is... On my way to the library, I'm actually gonna drop off this book, Where'd You Go, Bernadette? I got that from a thrift store for 99 cents and I read this in literally an afternoon. And then I also actually picked up this marathon book from one of those tiny libraries on my way back from somewhere, just because we might be running a marathon this year. So I'm gonna go put these back in a tiny library so that someone else can read them. And I also got this book for Christmas, No Dig by Charles Dowding. I got this from my husband's mum, which is an incredibly thoughtful gift. And it's, yeah, I'm very excited. I've already been reading through this. I really love Charles Dowding and his YouTube channel. If you're interested in that kind of gardening stuff, then I would highly recommend checking out his stuff. Nurture your soil to grow better veg with less effort. But as I did get this from a tiny library, I'm gonna go and put it back so someone else can read it. And also this as well. Let's go. We don't get deliveries often, but when we do, it's usually toilet roll. Okay, so I finally decided on my word for the year, and yes, it's cheesy, but it's appropriate, so we're going with it. I've decided that it's gonna be fearless. Yeah, it sounds cheesy and whatever, but it's so appropriate because there are so many things that I am worried about, and I allow fear to prevent me from doing things like, you know, going for a hike on my own because I'm too scared to drive there, because I'm too scared to drive on the I-25. Things like learning to scramble and doing 14ers because I'm scared of heights. Like skiing as well, because I'm scared of heights. And I'm scared of going really fast and not being technically good, so I can't stop myself and I might crash into someone. You get the point. But yesterday we actually had our first ski lesson and I just lent into the speed, I lent into the practice, we took a lesson and I really felt the fear and just let it go. So I think it's appropriate to say that my word is fearless this year. However cheesy it might sound, but I think it's completely appropriate. This actually leads me on quite nicely to whether I decided to make goals or resolutions this year. And this year I decided no, because a lot of times when we make resolutions or goals, it's kind of based on, or mine were at least, based on perceived weaknesses that we have. And I'm kind of tired of that. I'm tired of working on myself in a way that tries to promote those things that I'm not that good at, that I'm not naturally that good at. I'm just forcing myself because I think it might be useful or, you know, help me in some other ways. So if I'm not working on my weaknesses this year, then what am I doing? Well, I'm leaning fully, wholeheartedly and completely into just the things that I want to do. The things that I find the most joy in doing and the things that I just find will make me happier. And I mean in all respects. A lot of the time my body will say, you need a bit of a break, but my brain will be like, yeah, but it'd be really fun to go climbing today, or it'd be really fun to go and do that snowy hike, or it'd be really fun to go skiing again, or it would be really fun to go, you know, run in the mountains. And to be quite honest, I'm focusing on making this happy, this and content, and just having as much fun as I possibly can this year. This also extends to my work. I really want to make videos that are just really fun because I want you to be able to enjoy watching them. I want it to show that I'm actually, you know, having a good time, trying to make the most of life and just trying to learn new things that I think are fun, not push myself to be more organized and try to stick to a strict schedule because that's just not my personality. And I'm gonna stop trying to make that my personality. I don't need to be organized all the time. I don't need to have a strict schedule to make things work. I have never been like that and have still managed to make this YouTube channel work. Hopefully. And I just want to really lean into all the great things that I have. So in short, I'm not making any goals or resolutions. I'm not working on any of my weaknesses. The one thing I am going to be doing is just going full throttle, full wholeheartedly into doing the things that I want to do all the time. Well, in my free time. Vlogmas really helped me to find my joy in filming again, and it just showed me that not every video has to be perfect. Not every video has to have a point. Not every video has to be 10 ways to live more sustainably in 2023. Sometimes it can just be, I'm baking this today because I wanted to make something from scratch and I learned something new, and this is just really fun and exciting. I don't know. That's just me. Because I finally got my library card, I can finally start using Libby. So I've started listening to The Wife by Meg something. This is a book recommended by Lena, and I'm really enjoying it because one of the things I want to do is be outside as much as possible, and obviously that's not always possible when you're working. So sometimes I just want to go out for a 10-minute walk and I will listen to that book. And it's so great. I feel ridiculous. I feel like I've only just discovered the true amazingness of the library. There's one library that's about 0.7 miles away from where we live, so I can walk there and walk back. And also I was thinking, actually, the good thing about having a library card and getting libraries out is it gives you a due date, so you know you can't have the book forever, and so it encourages me to keep that tiny habit that I built a few years ago of just reading a page every night. And obviously it always turns into 10-20 pages and then sends me right off to sleep. Good morning, everyone. I take back everything I said about just listening to my brain because my body is very tired from climbing and skiing. So yesterday I took the day off from any kind of movement, and today I'm gonna do something later, but my neck is quite stiff, so I'm gonna start the morning with doing some mobility because once you get to your 30s, you can't ignore it anymore. Plus, I really like mobility over stretching. Mobility really takes you through the whole range of movement, and it definitely makes me feel a lot more, I don't know, loosey-goosey, which is quite nice. I'm sitting on a yoga mat, by the way. I'm not just sitting on the floor, in case you're wondering. I have a couple of fun things coming up this week. Today I have a coffee with a new friend. Tomorrow I have a coffee with a photographer who hopefully I'm going to work with to create some more outdoor content for Instagram, because I miss photos on Instagram. I don't just want to make videos, and I find it really hard to make a lot of good quality content. I find it much easier to make less, obviously, but make sure it's really good and engaging and, you know, there's a point to it. So I really want to be able to capture more outdoor content. I also want to shift my focus, I guess, on Instagram, not exclusively to the outdoors, just a little bit, like throw a little bit of that in there, because that's something that I'm really interested in and something I'm doing all the time, like not every day, but at least a few times a week, every single week. So that's fun. That's gonna do that tomorrow. And I'm actually talking to the person who took the photos for our elopement, so we know that she is absolute class. Anyway, my neck is really tight, so I'm gonna get going with this mobility and we can chat afterwards. you might be able to tell the corner that the Christmas tree is finally outside and acclimatizing to living outside now. And so we're gonna try and look for a bookshelf slash plant shelf to go in that corner from Facebook Marketplace. We've been looking for a while, but we haven't found anything quite right yet. So that's something that's going to be ongoing. And I finally ordered a frame because I couldn't find one in any thrift store for our biggest wedding photo, and I got it from a place on Etsy, so supporting small businesses, which is always what we love. But I think when it comes to buying things for the house, I think we're pretty much done. There's just a very few other things that we want to include, and that's just to kind of make it a bit more homey. We definitely want something, because our sofa is very, very small, we want something like a ottoman or something to put our feet on, and we've been looking for that for a while. But apart from that and maybe a rug, I think we're pretty much done. We're definitely gonna just see how things go over the next couple of months, over the next year, over the next 2 years, and just see if things crop up that we need. But apart from that, we're not gonna fill our space with anything else that we definitely don't need. I was just thinking that I actually wouldn't be surprised if this year ended up being my sort of most successful year in terms of getting stuff done, learning new things, growing in my career and getting better at making videos and all that kind of stuff. Because when you put less pressure on yourself, you definitely feel so much more relaxed and things feel easier because there's no pressure put on a timeline or to have something done in a very specific way. And I actually think that taking the pressure off has made me feel a lot more relaxed and a lot more excited about just creating new content and experimenting and just seeing where this whole year takes me. Yeah, I'm really excited and I hope you are too. We definitely didn't mean to leave this video so late into January. I've been working on it for a while. I don't know why it took me so long, but yeah, I'm excited for this year, and I would love to hear if you made any goals or New Year's resolutions or what your intentions are or priorities are for this year. Then please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.